Yes, I'm just so excited you clicked on this video because I know by the end of this video you're gonna have learned so much about Hawaii that you are gonna inevitably have a better trip. Hey, I'm Finn, one of the co-founders of Trip Travel Gear, which is the channel that you are watching. I am also over on our Tim and Finn travel vlog channel where we share all of our travels around the world. But today we have just come home from Hawaii, and so instead of a pack with me, I'm doing an unpack with me, which is what we like to do on this channel. We like to unpack because we learn a lot along the way while we are traveling. And so instead of us guessing at the beginning of the trip what we will need, we're gonna tell you what we are happy that we had at the end of the trip. Not only am I going to help you pack for your Hawaiian vacation, I'm also going to share tips for men, women, if you're traveling with a family, and hopefully get you into some carry-ons if you're gonna stay in multiple hotels or properties around different islands. And if you think you're gonna be in a larger checked bag, that's cool too. This will give you a good base and then you can build from there. Packing the right way is all about packing in segments. You really have to compartmentalize all of the different things that you plan to do on your trip in order to pack the most efficiently. And that's the reason why we're both able to pack in carry-ons for even a 3-week trip with multiple activities. In front of me, I have a standard carry-on suitcase. This one is just from Target. And through using our 6-piece compression cube set, I have everything that I needed for multiple Hawaiian islands for 3 weeks. So what we're gonna do is talk about the different categories or sections and how you can plan your stuff accordingly based on your trip. Okay, let's get started. So the first section that you want to think about is what you're gonna be wearing on the plane. I always like to start there for every trip because it's the first thing that you can remove out of the suitcase or just not have to think about. You probably already know what type of traveler you are, if you like to be more dressy on the plane or more comfortable. But the case is that everyone is flying a very long distance to get to Hawaii. So I'm assuming you're gonna be a little bit more comfortable for that long flight. What I like to wear on the plane is, on a longer flight, is something that feels like pajamas, but maybe looks a little bit nicer. So pull that out of your luggage or your outfit choices first. The shoe choice that I would recommend, I've got shoes in here already, are my pair of water shoes. If you're an 80s baby like me, water shoes are cute now. They look like tennis shoes. So this is just a dirty and older pair now on Amazon. And I have been using this just like slip-on sneakers that I don't need socks with, but I wear socks on the plane. This you'll want in Hawaii because lots of the different Hawaiian islands, of course, they're made by volcanoes. And volcanic rock is really rough on your feet. So while there are beautiful white beaches in Hawaii, you're also going to want to wear a pair of water shoes so that you can, not miss out on the cliff jumping on Kanapali Beach. All right, so that's step number 1. If you're packing with me for your trip, go ahead, pull out your airplane outfit and put aside your water shoes or add those into your Amazon cart. All right, so that takes us to our personal item on the plane. Ladies, this is the most convenient way to use your beach bag as your personal item. Look for one that has a zipper. Not only is that gonna help you keep sand out of your bag while you're on the beach, but having a zipper as your personal item on the plane is just so convenient. Your water bottle is not like sliding all over the plane. We created a compressible backpack basically for this reason. If you're like me and you want both, you want like a purse thing as a personal item on the plane and on the beach, but you are also, an avid hiker or going on day trips, having a backpack is so helpful for those situations. So this is our compressible backpack that opens up into a full hiking backpack. Ta-da! So obviously this would be a great personal item. It's got a little laptop or iPad sleeve for some entertainment on the plane. It's not super protected with the intention of being lightweight, so I wouldn't use this on work trips necessarily. But this is just both a great personal item and then to have on your day trips. But again, if you just prefer the beach bag or purse look, but still want the backpack, you can roll it up and put it in the bag like I did here for my trip. Okay, now inside my personal item, I've got some things like my sunglasses and my wallet. I feel like I'm like being consumed by all these things back here. But then of course I also have our travel pouch. This handy dandy little thing is really the perfect size for your personal items. And for us as YouTubers, it's so helpful to have all of my things like cords and SD cards for the cameras tucked away in here. But my favorite item to put inside here are noise canceling headphones. So especially for a long flight like this, these are the Bose. These are like life-changing on flights. So those fit right in here. And then what I like to do, because this has a zipper, I slide that onto the seat. I've got this on my lap, everything that I need right here. And then I'm just like perfectly comfortable if, you know, I'm stuck over on the window seat. Everything is with me and I don't need to like crawl under the seat to get anything. All right, so that's a little tip for the personal item on the plane. Now I know that we are packing, but I like to think through all of this chronological, as like how you're going through the trip. So we are at the airport. If you are TSA pre, it doesn't necessarily matter as much, but if you do not have pre-check and you are still pulling out all of your liquids, our toiletry bag kit set has this little hook right here so that you can pull out all of your liquids, attach it to, let's say, like the outside of your rolling bag. Everything's ready to go. You don't have to like, once you get out of the car, clip it to your bag. You're set to go. Once you get through security, then you can plop it back inside your bag. And you're not just kind of like getting all disorganized as you go through security. Clutch. Also, you have all of your items with you that you need here. So that's why I had that out separate as a reminder that you can attach it to the outside of your bag. This also works really well to hang on the towel rack at your hotel. Since we are talking about toiletries, we're ready to dive into the bag, and this is another one of my travel tips or hacks, but I think that just because we travel so much, it's just become a necessity or a packing routine of ours, at least mine, is I start by packing my toiletries in the suitcase first. Why is that? Honestly, because even though we, take 12 international trips a year, packing is always a challenge. And toiletries are non-negotiable. They're coming. So if I start with the toiletries and I put them in the bag and I put my hiking backpack in the bag and shoes, all of a sudden I realize I really only have half of a suitcase for clothes. And if I start there by knowing that, I feel like I end up in a better place than starting with clothes and then realizing I have to pack toiletries. So take that with you and go into the future. All right, so that same 311 liquids bag comes in a set actually with this hanging toiletry bag. I just love how this in our line feels. And then this too has a hook. I use this more as my makeup bag and the other one as my liquid and skincare. I like it for all of those little things like nail clippers and Q-tips. I love to bring perfume samples because they're so small and they fit really nicely in a carry-on, and then I put jewelry in this little pouch. But other than that, I keep makeup and then, like my toothbrush and stuff in here. So it's nice and wide so that it can fit your toothbrush. And then if you are a more minimalist traveler and this is just an excessive amount of toiletry space for you, you could leave out the Liquids 311 bag and then use this as your liquids bag. This is a detachable little piece here. So if you needed to at security, you could take this out to be your liquids bag. But this one, of course, works for anybody. I've got the teal and Tim uses this in gray. But of course, you know, that's like 1/8 of this side of the bag, so it's nice to go in there first. The third piece in that toiletry bag set is our tube cube, and I love the tube cube for all of my hair accessories. This is the Kristen S curling iron, which I feel like is like on the big side of curling irons. That all fits in there, and that way the cord's not getting all disheveled when I have to open my bag. And I got a big brush in there. So I just like to keep that all sorted. And even in the bathroom, then all I have to do is slide this in the bathroom, and I'm not making a huge mess when you're sharing a small hotel bathroom with somebody. Okay, we're almost to close. The next piece that I have on this side are shoes. So we're wearing water shoes, as I recommend, on the plane, or like a lightweight tennis shoe. In Hawaii, and I'm using Hawaii as a general term, if you're going to Kauai, Maui, the Big Island, wherever you're going, please do yourself a favor and bring yourself waterproof shoes. Okay, now we talked about water shoes. Those are water loving. They will get wet and stay wet. They're for swimming. Waterproof shoes are made a lot of the time with Gore-Tex. These right here are Adidas with Gore-Tex, and so they become waterproof. Gore-Tex is just like the best waterproof material that you can get out there. You can see it in a raincoat that we'll talk about later. So there are waterproof tennis shoes, and there are also waterproof hiking boots. I've got some around here. I don't know how or why, but this is one of our most frequently asked questions on our hiking videos in Hawaii all the time. It's like, what are those boots? These are Lems. Look at how flexible they are. They're incredibly lightweight for hiking boots, and that's why we love them for travel. And then these are waterproof. This exact style come in men and women's, and Tim and I laugh that we are twins because we like wear these on the same hikes a lot of the time, just to be super annoying. Yeah, but these are both great. Whatever style you prefer, look for waterproof shoes. You're going to the jungle. You might think it's a beach vacation, but don't forget you are going to a rainforest jungle. And I forgot to mention that the packing hack for your dirty hiking boots is to slide them into the laundry bag of the 6-piece set. Those will keep your used shoes on your journey there nice and separated, and then it'll also give you a place to store them after you've used them on the trip. Laundry bag. All right, in the same category, we have some more rain gear and another pair of shoes that I crammed into our tube cube here. This is really the same cube that comes in the toiletry bag set. You also get one in the 6-piece set, and you get it in our extra large 7-piece set as well. In here, I have stuffed a women's size 11, a men's size 9 pair of nice sandals. Let me talk about those in a second, but since we're talking about rain, I've got my whole rain jacket in here. High quality Gore-Tex rain jacket will keep you the driest. So you will see that those are priced higher, but that's just the highest quality. So if you're looking at rain gear. Again, you're going to the rainforest, depending on the activities that you plan on doing on any of the Hawaiian islands. This is just one of those really nice things to have. If you are coming from a cold climate already, then maybe you can, I want to talk about this here. If you're coming from a cold climate, your packing hack can be to wear a warmer sweatshirt on the plane, cover it with your raincoat, and then that's going to be like your outerwear gear. Now in Hawaii, where it is warm, close to the equator, you might not need both at all times. You maybe never will need the rain jacket, you maybe never will need the sweatshirt, but there are some cases where you will need everything. Like for example, at 10,000 feet on the top of Maui, if you're waking up early for sunrise at Haleakala, it snows up there. Same with over on the Big Island. You will be very surprised with how cold it really is. So if you can dupe some winter gear by having a warm sweatshirt layered under your rain jacket for some wind protection, then you can kind of dupe your way into some warmer weather without having to pack heavy for high altitude in Hawaii. All right, the last thing that was in that tube cube are my last pair of shoes. So the third and final pair that I would bring, and that is a casual but nice pair of sandals that is so specific because you can casually wear it to the beach, but then you could dress it up at a restaurant, ladies. Gentlemen, nicer shoes for a restaurant is a little bit more of a challenge for you. Sometimes it leads to a whole additional pair of shoes. So in that case, I would maybe recommend wearing those nicer shoes on the airplane, and then you could pack your water shoes in with your luggage because that's probably the lightest weight. Okay, here we are halfway through the video. We can finally talk about clothes. That brings us to the sections that we had mentioned at the beginning of the video, and compression cubes make sections so easy to think about because I always compartmentalize a style of clothing into each cube. I have a flat little clutch purse here too that I also brought that I didn't really need. Hawaii is pretty casual, and but if you want something like that, anything small and flat is a great addition into the bags that you're bringing on the trip. Okay, we can stay on this side and dive into this first packing cube. So if you are new to compression cubes or packing cubes in general, not only does this help organize your luggage when you are packing, it also helps you stay organized in your hotel room because you can put things away like that raincoat that you're not going to need until the one day that you will. And then the compression piece helps you pack more in your luggage because this is layered with 2 zippers, and we're using the second to squeeze all of our clothes together, push all of the air out, and just be smaller in size to put more in the suitcase. As I uncompress this, you can see now it opens up a couple inches, and let's see what's inside. This is our large compression cube size. In the 6-piece set, you get 2 of this size and 2 small cubes in addition to the tube and the laundry bag that we saw earlier. If you are going checked bag, a little bit larger for your trip to Hawaii, then we have this color as well, and other color options in our XL compression cube set. And then you would get one of these larges, but you would also get 2 extra larges. So if you have large clothes, or if you are in the future going to some cold weather destination where you need just bigger pieces like sweaters and big heavy jeans, the XL cubes are a great option for that. Behind door number 1, we have swimwear. What else is in here? Oh, and all of my athletic wear. Guys, girls, kids, who else? Pets. Compartmentalizing all of the different styles of clothing or activities that you're doing is an easy way to not overpack. So when I call one cube my active swimwear, then I try to put as much as I can in that one and don't spill over. So here's what I have in here. 2 different bathing suits, one that's more casual for laying around a pool, and then one that's more athletic for kayaking or cliff jumping. So that's how I think through bathing suits as a woman. And then Tim kind of does the same. He has his nice one that he uses at the pool. Then he's got like the old ratty one to sit on a kayak seat with. Swimwear, and then I've got all of my athletic wear. I essentially go for one of each, where I'll do something for if it's a little bit cooler and something for if it's a little bit warmer. So 2 total outfits, like long and short and short. So that is, 6 outfits in the one large cube. Okay, so if we have 1 cube for active wear, we're going on a hike, we're going on a kayak trip, we're going on a beach trip, then over here, The other large cube I have all of our streetwear. We're walking around Lahaina for the day. We're heading out for some shrimp skewers in Kona, whatever floats our boat for the day. I have a button down, just to like show you what fits in a cube. I've got a long sleeve button down shirt. Here are 2 women's mediums t-shirts. I've got a sweater tank top and a pair of jean shorts. So those fit in the large cube, and then hair accessory, little scarf. So that, we say that in a large you can fit like 2 to 3 outfits, 2 to 3 days worth of clothes. I've seen some other packing cubes say like 20 shirts, and I'm like, no, who needs 20 shirts on any trip? So I like to think of it as like how many days you can put. So that's usually like 2 or 3 days just in one. We're in the final stretch, and we have 2 small packing cubes here. One, I've got some nicer clothes, like we're going to the Luau, and I have thrown some dresses in here. Gentlemen, this small cube of course won't work for you most of the time for your nicer clothes, like a pair of slacks and a button down shirt. So I would probably, you would be maybe swapping the small and the large for how your clothing styles work differently. I'll show you what's in here, ladies. The outfits from all of our Hawaii videos that you've seen if you watch our channel. I get the most questions on these. They're all from Maji, which I've been really liking that brand and finding it on Nordstrom Rack. So you can see like this is a long dress and really long pants, and that's all in the small cube. And to be honest, I have no idea what's in here. Oh yes, of course. The essentials, jammies and socks and underwear in the other small cube. So whatever you want or need in that department, there's the final cube for that, which again, also another perk of packing cubes. If this is all tucked away and you do need to open your suitcase as security, it's kind of nice that all of your things aren't just kind of falling out all over the place. You are almost ready for your trip, and I'm so excited for you. But if you are still in the planning process, I have some other helpful videos for you. We have filmed our series 1000 vs. 100 on both Maui and Kauai, and that will help you choose between all of the amazing activities that you can do on the different Hawaiian islands. Yes, Hawaii isn't it's so expensive there, but that's why we made those videos, to help you make the decision on how to spend your budget on the different islands. So check those out. We also have just the vlogs of us doing all these really incredible activities on the islands. I want you to see those as well. And if you are interested in purchasing any of the products that you see here or learning any more of the items that I packed, you can check all of that out in the description below. Again, I'm Finn, and thanks again for shopping Trip Travel Gear.